Hi, my name's Evan Fitzgerald. I'm a hydrologist and geomorphologist, owner of Fitzgerald Environmental, a water resources consulting firm in Colchester, Vermont. And I'm here for a dam removal project on the Mill Brook in West Windsor. This is the Mill Brook, which is drains a pretty good sized watershed here in southeastern Vermont. Drains the towns of Reading, West Windsor, and Windsor. Flows by us here in the background and empties into the Connecticut River down in Windsor. During the Irene flood of 2011, the Mill Brook really swelled and caused a lot of flood damage down through the valley here. And we were hired to look at the river kind of holistically, the river corridor, and identify areas where we could reduce flood risks along the river corridor, and also improve water quality and ecological ecosystem benefits of the river. This dam here is a historic dam, and we identified this area in our river corridor planning as an area to kind of remove a portion of the dam and open up the channel to allow more water to flow through and reduce the risk of flooding here along the floodplain, in particular a few houses close to the river. Two walls sort of pinched in on the channel and caused the water to flow out of the banks and actually did quite a bit of damage here. There was a barn right alongside the river that was damaged, and there was some water in the homes adjacent here as well.
Yeah, it was like a Sunday afternoon, and Irene kind of came and took us by surprise, and we had a pretty good flash flood here. And this bank here on this river was completely gone back to, well, 2/3 of the road was gone for about a 300-foot stretch, and we rebuilt that. And so there's quite a bit from here, between here and Kennedy's Pond in Windsor, that washed out.
If this pinch in the river were to accumulate a lot of debris, logs, and sediment that comes down through the river during a flood, and that were to be sort of released or unleashed all at once during a flood, that could cause damage downstream right in the village of Brownsville. Soon after Irene, the Southern Windsor County Regional Planning Commission got a grant from the state of Vermont through the Ecosystem Restoration Program, and that grant supported the river corridor planning work that we did. Through that work, we identified several projects along the river corridor that were high priority, this being one of them. And the Regional Planning Commission and the towns and some watershed groups then got another grant through the High Meadows Fund to support the implementation of some of these projects, including this one here.
About 6 months later, they called, and I met Todd Manise and Evan and a couple other guys here, and we looked it over, and they said it was something they wanted to do. And so they got bids, and eventually they called me up and said, we're ready to go.
I mean, I've never actually pulled a dam apart like this that was built, I don't know how long ago, over 100 years, and it was pretty well built. I have to say that if you pull a stone wall that was built around here today, this day and age, you could probably take it apart with a shovel. But we had a hydraulic hammer and a bucket, and it took a little while to get it, but it's apart.
We're seeing more rainstorms, heavier rainstorms, and I think we all agree that our climate is changing. And so to the degree that we can reduce our flood risks with that in mind, looking toward the future, I think this is a really great project to take on now.
I am relieved that more water will flow downriver as opposed to be held back in case there's another flood. It was a very easy process.